Hello and welcome. Today we are at Legoland Billund and we're going to take a look and a walk down their brick street. So as we pan out to the left hand side, you have all these bright and vibrant colours. Now they are actually the hotel rooms from the Legoland Hotel, and they overlook the theme park and the Miniland. That is definitely on my things to do. So we're going to start at the bottom by the 4D cinema and then work our way up on Brick Street. Reference point on the map is right at the back on the far left next to Ninjago. So you've got 23 minutes and 44 seconds remaining, and you have a choice of two 4D rides. You've got the Mythica Adventure or the Lego City Pursuit. Now, I would imagine they will start pushing the Mythica more and more throughout all of the parks, because there is now a Legoland exclusive set available for that, and obviously Lego Mythica at Legoland Windsor is a huge success, so it'll be interesting to see how they start getting that across all the parks. Now these are working, you just have to pay attention to them. I will go quiet when I get to the last three, because I think that's where they actually work the best. You can imagine everybody jumping on these at the same time to play music and a tune, and then the water starts squirting out of all the different holes and hits each other, yourself, the person that's on the other side, and so on and so forth. But when we get to the little red one on the right hand side, I'll just go quiet for 10-15 seconds or so you can hear what is supposed to be happening. So there you go, that was my contribution to my musical efforts. Now as we come round, we've got the Burger Star kitchen in the back. I've never eaten in here, but we do manage to go in and have a look around. There's some impressive models on the inside, and then you've got all the artwork and everything, which is very, very clever with regards to all the other minifigures that are supposed to be the famous figures that have then signed all the autographs and things. So we will get in there and have a look. It is relatively quiet down this area at the moment because it is still in the morning. Obviously this is a place where a lot of people tend to come at lunchtime, and then there would be then a big queue for the 4D cinema. Even with that countdown, people would still queue up, depending if it's peak season or not. But a lot of people will probably just set a stopwatch and then try and come back so you don't waste too much time. But again, it's a sort of bit of a lucky dip. So you've got some of the models at the front getting sort of photographed up. So we've got one of the Ninjago characters just there, and then we'll go in and have a look. Now I think personally my favourite model that I've seen built is just through this door. I had no idea this knight was here. This is from one of the older series, and I really do like the massive burger that he's got on there. I think he's the Nexo Knight. I don't think this season lasted very long, but it's a great effort that they've made this model, and I've never seen it at any of the other parks before. So let us know if you actually got this series and collection, and if you are a fan of this model as well. I just think everything about him is pretty cool, and he's just a nice meet and greet character. So we're going to go down to the left hand side. Obviously I'm not going to film anybody eating, that's just rude, so I do end up maybe cutting some little bits and pieces off where people are at the tables and stuff, so it's a bit of a stop start within here. But you know, you've got to be kind to be nice. You've got these nice chairs where you can actually sit on the looking out the window, so you can just watch the world go by. Where I was going to go to was the model that we actually had a look at through the window. Now you've got all of these things. You've got all these little gold disc limited editions with some supposedly famous stars. Let me know if you have any of these minifigures within your collection, and also let me know if you just have any of them from the CMF figures, if you recognise any of the hidden little Easter eggs that they've got within any of your Lego sets. I think it's just quite nice that they have tried to incorporate quite a lot of bits and pieces on the wall, which a lot of people might not have noticed. So as we pan around, obviously we've got all the Ninjago stuff, and then we'll have lots and lots of pictures and everything, and it's all like signed autographs and things all around the outside. Some of the figures I have, some of the figures I've never seen before. But if you have eaten in here before, there's Mr. Gold, then please do let me know in the comments below what you think it's like, and basically give like a little bit of a food review, because it's obviously one of the bigger areas where you can sit down and eat, where the next large area like this I do believe is in the sort of the western section, and you can either sit down and have a bite to eat in all the sort of the more pub-based bits and pieces, or there's a lot of little fast food hot dog bits where you can just grab some bites to eat and leave. So that is everything that is on the right hand side. You can see how vast space it is. Loads of space down this way, loads of benches to sit down and grab a bite to eat. Now these were open later on in the day. There's no point in being open now because like I say, it's just in the morning. There is a notice on the door, and if you notice also there's some really nice models on the roof as well. It just says when to come back. So it's a slush ice paradise. I was really tempted to try and get one of them, and I just ran out of time. And then you've got the candy corner as well, which again opens up. You can see on the artwork there, it opens up at 12 o'clock, so noontime it'll open. And then obviously a lot of people obviously tend to come up this way again later on in the day. It's just how you sort of get fed into the park, because how Brick Street takes you, it actually takes you straight into the Duplo Valley. So a lot of people actually tend to come straight in and turn right, and then they head towards all the rides and everything up that way. Then they do like a big old loop and horseshoe, and then they come back up this way during the day. Now I went to the Ninjago section basically straight after this, and there was not a single person in the queue to get on the ride. So again, it just very much depends on traffic flow, which way, who goes what way. And again, you've got some nice photo opportunities with some models and stuff, and it's all kind of hidden away. Now again, bearing in mind this is within the Duplo section, underneath where this Atlantis artwork is and everything, the reason why I've got the camera so high up at the angle is you had lots of people sat down with pushchairs and things. So I managed to get a couple of the nice little sort of models or display pieces on the floor, and then I had to pan up and just go over everybody else's head, and then we actually start looking at what is the Brick Street with the models on the roof for Atlantis as well. If you stayed in any of these rooms, let me know, because I know they're bright and orange on the inside of the rooms, as in the wallpaper and everything down the corridor. So I have walked down the corridor, but I've never stayed in this room. I've stayed in the other side of the hotel, which was in the Ninjago section, and I do believe it was one of the adventure rooms as well. So I went up there for 2 nights just to check it all out. Park view room I would really like to stay in, and as you come down the stairs you've got its own entrance into the park, which is this just here. And I do believe you also have access when the park closes to one of the restaurants, potentially. Not 100% certain on that, but I'm sure I've seen people walk from here to the pizza place as the park was starting to close, but unless they just left something in there. But that is your private entrance and exit in and out of the park. If you are staying at the hotels, you can just come in wherever you want. And now you can see the big difference between this hotel and the Castle Hotel. Now down Brick Street as well, we also have the new Lego Reef. They also have a couple of other different bits and pieces that they have added into the 2022 season, where you can see the creative workshop. That creative workshop is something that you do need to book into, and then I think you can use, whereas this Lego Reef you can just walk in, and it's just basically a load of building bays, a bit like what you've got just outside here, and you can just build up some fish and things like that, just like they've got at Legoland Windsor. Now as I was obviously coming down, I did stick my head through, and it was rammed full of little ones, so I did not obviously stick my head through and film in there because it was just very, very busy. I guess it was people having like mid-morning snacks for the teeny tiny ones. And again, you've got the Duplo Fun. That is another new area that they've added in for the 2022, where even the smaller ones can go in there, and they've got massive areas that they can build. I think we've got 1 or 2 photos with nobody in there on the full park tour. I've just not got that far within the memory card yet, but I think there's 1 or 2 bits and pieces there. But you can just see how bright and vibrant Brick Street is, and then you've got the train on the right hand side. But I am starting to run out of time. So guys, if you can like and subscribe and all that good stuff, that'd be absolutely fantastic. There are loads and loads and loads of videos to come within the 2022 playlist, and hopefully beyond from there on in. But guys, as always, thank you very much for watching. You lot take care, and I'll catch you in the next one. Ta-da.
Was, da zu schlafen?